Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive, the coach of your Minnesota Vikings. Bring you guys a WBE update video today. As you may have heard from our WBE Twitter account, there's actually a few coaches that have decided to leave the league and no longer participate in this season of the WBE. Sacred and the Chicago Buffalons, as well as the Heated Mo and the Toronto Togekiss, have opted to drop out this season and pursue other endeavors. And we do wish them the absolute best on their channels and whatever they decide to pursue, whether it be content creation or otherwise. Now, when it comes to draft league battling, this does tend to happen sometimes. Coaches will leave the league, usually towards the middle of the season, whether things aren't going well or maybe they have other commitments or whatever it may be, and that's fine. I'll just be honest with you. I said this to my live stream. It used to be something that frustrated me, but at this point, like, it doesn't really bother me. It's just part of draft league, man. When you have this many people, unfortunately, there's going to be instances like this. So I genuinely wish those two guys the best, and I hope that you guys continue to support them and whatever they choose to do on their channels. But I have some great news. We've actually found 2 replacement coaches, and I couldn't be happier with the people that we grabbed. To me, it's really important for the WBE to focus on what we're trying to accomplish here, the big goals that we have, and we have an amazing team of analysts and people working behind the scenes. So it only made sense to me that we would actually grab some of those analysts and upgrade. I don't want to say upgrade or promote them, but essentially give them the first opportunity to be a coach in the league. So I'm really excited to announce the 2 new coaches and some of their changes that they've made to their teams. So be sure to hit that like button down below and definitely check out the description below to ensure that you can subscribe and check out those 2 new channels for the 2 new coaches. So let's jump into it. I did a randomizer, so they were randomized to determine who was gonna get which team, but let's go take a look first. So the Sacred Fire and the Buffalons are going to be replaced by Ozzy and the Bullet Punch Club. Now, for those who don't know, Ozzy is a tremendous battler. This guy's actually, he's beaten me twice in our 2 battles, I believe, but he's got a pretty good battling credentials. And you guys obviously know him from his trainer card series here on the channel. He's a great personality. He's been helping out the WB behind the scenes since our first, thought for WBE Season 3. And there's definitely no one more deserving than my man Ozzy to take this spot. He made some changes to his team that I'm going to talk about briefly here. Let me see if I can pull them up. He has decided to drop Espeon, Audino, and Electros from the team and pick up Uxie, Licky, and Rotom Frost. And some of those moves actually correspond to the moves that the other coach did, but you can see his final team here. He's unfortunately coming in at a 0-5 record, which is kind of rough, but if anyone can bounce back this season, it's definitely Ozzy. Some of the tougher battles that he would have had to take on have actually already been played, so he's got a little bit of an easier schedule moving forward this season, and there's definitely an opportunity for him to make a playoff push. I think if he can win 6 or maybe 7 out of his last 8 games, there's definitely a chance to make playoffs, and this is a coach that I know can make a huge playoff push and definitely make some noise here in the I believe he's in the Shield division. You've got Aerodactyl, which is incredible mega evolution, great speed stat, hits really hard, can set up rocks. Tapu Fini, obviously one of the best fairy types, fairy and water, great combination. You've got a Moongus, which doesn't really pair super well with Tapu Fini, but nevertheless, still a really good grass and poison type. Someone spelled Arcanine wrong, so blame whoever made this slide, it wasn't me. But Arcanine, obviously being a really good fire type Pokemon, is pretty solid there with a couple good abilities. Licky is a very underrated tier 4 normal type with the ability to wish and just sponge hits, can body slam para things. Rotom Frost, one of my top favorite tier 5s, very good electric and ice type Pokemon, and that's just a phenomenal offensive typing. Regular Kyurem, you could maybe see some Hail strats, maybe Z Hail Kyurem paired with Rotom Frost could be really cool. Mienshao is a very powerful fighting type out of the tier 3. Uxie as well, a very solid psychic type in tier 3, and then Rhyperior in tier 4 as another stealth rocker, a good ground type, and a secondary rock type to pair up with Aerodactyl. So really cool team. Be sure to show Ozzy some love, like I said, in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about his team changes, and go make sure you drop him a subscription on his channel if you haven't already done that from his awesome analyst work. Now our next coach is going to be taking over Heated Mo and the Toronto Togekiss, and that is going to be Automatthic and the Nuzleafs. Otto is actually our homie who is running the website for the WBE. He runs the Draft League NL website. If you haven't come across it yet, I'm sure you have by now. But he is going to be taking over the Nuzleafs, or the Toronto Togekiss team, and they're sitting at, I believe, a 2-3 win-loss ratio so far, so definitely in the thick of things. I think with another win or 2, he would actually be put into the playoff race, so a really good opportunity for the Nuzleafs to try to make an impact in the Sword division moving forward for the rest of the season. He made some pretty drastic changes to this team from Mo's original team, and I'm going to detail them here. He opted to drop Frostlass, Palossand, Mega Absol, Whimsicott, Uxie, Blastoise, and Linoon. So he pretty much dumped the entire team, and the rule was for both Ozzy and Auto that they can make whatever transaction they wanted within a 24-hour period, and there was no restrictions on those. They can trade, they can drop free agents, they can do whatever they want as long as their team fits the rules. And then after that 24-hour period, they have 6 free agent transactions and whatever trades they want to make. So they had pretty much an open gambit to do whatever they wanted. So you can see he dropped pretty much the entire team. He opts to pick up Granbull as his fairy type, Tangela as a tier 5 grass, Mega Camerupt, which is a very interesting pickup, Salazzle, Scizor, Slowbro, and Vullaby. So some pretty crazy stuff going on here. He picks up the last tier 1 left, which was Scizor. He grabs Slowbro, a really bulky water type. He grabs Salazzle, which just got dropped, so you can check out the trade video for this week because there's a lot of transactions going down. And now he's got a very interesting team featuring Latios and Raikou and Cobalion, some great Pokemon. You throw the Fairy in there as Granbull. You've got Salazzle and Scizor, which can break and clean. And then you've got this monster in Mega Camerupt, which doesn't really see a ton of action because that massive water weakness and ground weakness and a couple other weaknesses like that. But dude, it could be pretty serious. The one thing I don't see is a ton of Trick Room, but Slowbro, Camerupt, that's a really cool defensive core into Trick Room, so you have to keep that in mind. And there's a lot of speed on this team too. Latios, Raikou, Cobalion, Salazzle, all these Pokemon are very, very fast, so they have a lot of opportunity to kind of work around that. And then the Vullaby pickup's pretty interesting too. Nice little dark type there in tier 5. So some pretty cool stuff from Auto, and that is going to be the 2 new replacement coaches. Hopefully we don't have any more replacement coaches this season, but like I said at the beginning of this video, it's not something that I stress about anymore, man. It used to get me so angry, but like, it is what it is, man. People have their own lives, and I totally respect that. So again, my best wishes to the Toronto Togekiss, Heated Mo, and Sacred, and whatever they plan on doing next. And I just want to give a big congratulations and a well-deserved to Auto and Ozzy for taking in these spots. Thank you guys for filling in for the rest of the season, and I look forward to seeing these battles. Show these 2 new coaches some love, guys. Check out the description below. Let me know what you think about all their transactions, and thank you guys for supporting and watching the WBE. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.